create come and go hours, right? Sunday morning is not always convenient to come into church. Doesn't mean that people don't yearn for a sense of the sanctuary. Create a self-guided worship journey, an open house hours, including a way to turn music on in the space. Allow people to enjoy and connect with the space without having to adhere to only specific hours. This could be safer for people who don't feel safe coming and being in the space with a lot of people singing right now, but they want to be in the space. So create intentional ways for people to come in. Those of us who lead worship and who are on staff at churches, I don't know about you, but I love sitting in that quiet, empty sanctuary. It's so awesome. Create a way for more people to have those kind of moments. Use a scheduling program if you want to make sure that people are not coming in at the same time. All right, community facing, create DIY versions of the scripts. I'm going to be showing you in the retreat exactly how to do that with the Advent scripts. Written forms, easily led by anyone, a small group, a dinner group. A written form easily read by anyone as a devotional booklet at home. Offer them to passersby, like those little library nooks that people have in front of their houses. Let passersby take one and let them have you'll never know, but the Holy Spirit will know how these people are engaging with that material. You can give them to friends and family. Create a podcast form of your worship, an audio only recording uploaded to your website so that people can listen to it on the way to work. Again, meeting people where they are in the rhythms of their life. We have got to accept that this is the way that we need to expand our hospitality, friends. And we can take the same content that we design for worship and we can make it happen in different forms. Make an experience, stations outside the church. Use hay bales for the inn. It's perfect. Make a labyrinth out of hay bales. Advertise your open house, your sanctuary open house hours as a self-guided devotional time. Community facing, reaching people that we've never reached before. And then rhythm flexible. Friends, this is, I've already started to allude to this, but here's some things that just came to me as I was trying to brainstorm rhythm flexible things. And it could have to do with, the particular series. A lot of you are doing our travel series right now called Quest. I was thinking about a podcast, just an audio only podcast recorded thing, interviewing people in your church about their travels, could be many years ago, who they met, what they learned, how their life has changed because they came into contact with a place and a people different from their own. Create pod groups to worship together. As I mentioned, doing Heart of the Matter, those series that are about house church, early church, are focused on the meal as a way of furthering our faith journey. Using the series Emerge, which everybody who is signed up for the retreat is getting this series that I did several years ago about metamorphosis, and do a field trip to the butterfly park or a garden of some kind, and have a short devotional made up of that material for that moment. Create a web page. In fact, I'm going to show you here in just a moment a web page of all the ways. So an example of this time flexible kinds of things. In fact, let me just go to that right now. New share and show you what I have kind of made up. Now, no one church may do all of these things, but this is a pretend web page. Welcome to Advent and Christmas at First Church Anytown. Our Advent Christmas theme invites us to make more room in the inn of our lives for compassion and hospitality to bring more hope, peace, love, and joy to the world. There are many ways to engage with our worship and service in this time. We know the rhythms of life fluctuate wildly these days, and so we are offering several rhythms of worship for you to choose from. All the following opportunities are based on the content of our worship theme, so no matter how you engage, you will find a meaningful time of connecting with the holy, so that you can experience making room in your life for feeding and caring for your spiritual self and finding a way to offer your love to others. And then a little note that says, always remember that our Stevens ministry team and pastoral staff are ready to connect with you for a phone call, Zoom meetup, etc. You belong, you are loved, you are not alone. Click here to get in touch. So reminding people there are many ways to connect, and they don't have to feel bad if they can't come every Sunday morning, or if they're not comfortable coming on Sunday morning. There are many ways. So here's my brainstorming about this Advent series. Sanctuary worship and open house hours, right? So open house hours Thursday through Saturday through Advent from 4 to 7, right? And then here's a little link to go to the worship recordings. I even say, a little bit about the barn door, which is our anchor image for the series. And this would be a lovely place for you to take your photos for your Christmas cards, right? A little incentive to come in and experience the sanctuary in the off hours. An Advent one-day retreat. What if you invited people to a retreat that would sort of encapsulate the journey of Advent that you're going to do in Sunday morning worship, but also offers other things, age-appropriate groups, eat, worship, journal, talk, create gift packages for area families in need. This is, of course, only if this is safe to do so, my friends, but if it's a small group doing these one-day retreats, maybe you do a couple of them to spread it out. You'll go home with a devotional booklet for the rest of Advent to do at home. Yes, it's totally okay to put this day and Christmas Eve on your calendar as the way you participate with your church family this year, right? So giving people options, time flexible options. Here's the In podcast. Do you spend time listening to podcasts on your work commute or while walking the dog? This year, we're offering a podcast based on our theme, the In, Housing the Holy. If the best time for you to be settled, listen, and get inspired, give it a try. Just bookmark this page, open before you head out, and enjoy the sounds of Advent and Christmas from our musicians, and be inspired by our interviews with our nonprofit partners that are helping our community thrive, right? So it's not just a recording of Sunday morning worship, but it's something that would be inspirational as people are going to work or whenever they listen to their podcast. I listen while I walk the dog. Housing the Holy dinner groups, right? So doing small group worship, creating the worship scripts in a way that is easy, pre-dinner, post-dinner, prayers, liturgies, kind of thing, easy, and then food, right? So little safe pods. DIY devotionals, right? So creating those things for people who actually do their spiritual nurture in the form of journaling and having quiet time, devotionals. I know it's going to be hard to have the metrics of the way that people are engaging, but that's okay. Just the fact that you create the possibility, means that you are following the Holy Spirit in many different ways. Making room mini retreat, right? So this is a 2-hour evening retreat that focuses on, this is just an example of coming to learn from leaders what they've been talking about in terms of making the church a more hospitable, a more integrated into the community place to be, sustaining place to be. So that is, those are some ideas about rhythm flexible ways of worshiping in this time. And then there's, this was a fantastic post on Facebook of somebody who throughout COVID has been creating these little service projects that people can be part of. Not everybody is going to be part of every one. Some of it's building ramps for folks who need ramps in their houses. Some are goodie bags for their nursing homes. Some are sewing stuff. There are tons of different ways that they've been doing this, and they're looking for more ways. And so I know so many of you have been doing this kind of thing. But this is part of the metrics of how we are worshiping. Each one of these times when people get together to do these things, you can create a short little prayer and statement that they can read before and after. Or if they're doing it at home alone, they can do that on their own. You can also have people doing this at home alone, but on Zoom, just hanging out on Zoom. And doing these things and have a time, we're going to start at 3:00. We're going to have a short devotional, and then we're just going to work together. We're all going to be at our sewing machines, and we're going to work together.